The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Ricky Martin.
Ricky Martin.
Ricky Martin. That's it. Sing it, Ricky.
He's living La Vida Loca. Then was, did he come down for The Voice that time? He was on the range?
Everyone at the end of the career is coming here for the voice.
And then we never hear from them again, and nor do we hear from the voice contestants.
Yeah.
No one.
Nor do they hear from one another.
Yeah, so he was doing an interview with GQ magazine, and he was asked a question which he basically let everybody know on Harry Connick Jr.'s talk show a few years ago, when asked to reveal a secret that no one would know about him. He said this.
I have a crazy foot fetish. It's like, hi, nice to meet you.
Really? And can a foot be a deal breaker for you?
Oh, yes, it can be a deal breaker. Yeah.
So it has...
Yeah. Pretty feet are pretty feet. Ugly feet are like duck fights. How ugly does it get?
He says, I love feet. This is in GQ. I have a foot thing. I love foot massages. And I would kiss your feet like crazy for hours.
No, hours. Who wants their feet kissed for hours?
Can you, Natalie, can you even imagine?
No.
Imagine going out with someone, right, and then suddenly discovering that they like your feet.
I thought that was the end of the sentence. Imagine going out with someone.
Hold on.
So, and you're going out with them, and then you discover that they are so into your feet that while you're sitting there watching maths or whatever, they just sucking on your heels, licking your toes, and you're just like,
oh, I'm just trying to watch maths. Stop it.
If they're really hot, though, Nath, what can you put up with?
That is a great guy. They're
if they're really
rich.
hot, if they're really hot, sure, at the start it'll be fine, but then after a while your feet will be so pruny.
Also, like, that's the mouth that they kiss you with as well.
Yeah,
it's like,
it's
you've
true.
been all over my feet.
Yeah.
Go away from me.
Well, Ricky Martin
It's
says
gross.
we all have something. He said some have a fetish of armpits. I think, okay, what's worse?
No.
Okay, would you rather, being would you rather someone be sucking on your feet or licking your armpits?
Given the choice.
Given the choice.
I think I'd go armpit.
Nah.
Because the feet walking around on the ground, Nathan.
No, but I
like,
just
you don't know if they're
You're just,
being-
you're just
feet.
in there just like just their head just in there just licking.
'Cause I don't know if we've heard the feet thing a couple of times, but an armpit just seems even more random.
Yeah. Harry,
I don't know.
what would you go for? Would you rather someone sucking on your feet or licking your armpits?
I think probably feet. But I think
And also, it's not just licking, because fetishes, they want to do other things with your armpits and your feet. So the armpit's probably the easiest thing
I mean, it lends itself
Down on
for
this
you,
thing.
Harry, to get a part of.
as a receptacle. I don't know.
Amy, what about you, our producer, Amy?
I don't know. I think feet, because it's a thing. Like, I've never heard armpits, and so I'm like,
So you would suck on a
Yeah.
foot first
think-
over an
well,
armpit?
But I would want them to. I would want to see evidence that they have scrubbed those feet to within an inch of their life, like cleanliness, hygiene. Come on.
Yeah.
That's
but
gross.
what, just a light spraying of Dove underneath the armpits?
People have their thing.
You could have to some birch.
People do
That's a
have
nice
their
flavour.
thing.
I want to talk about this, okay? I want to talk about when you've been dating someone and they really, really, really are into something. Maybe about you.
Yeah, it might be eating sushi off you. Like,
But
do you know what I mean? It could be
Do
anything.
you go with it?
But it's a bit too much.
At
It's
what
like-
point is it too much?
Yeah. So they're into something. It's worth a discussion. You probably talked about it with your friends. You're probably going
You're
along
not
with it at the
fundamentally
start.
opposed to it.
Did we end up just going? Is it now part of your everyday life, or did you just
go.
dabble for a while and then
No.
go, "No, I need my
Not-
feet to be dry"?
Not for me.
And my armpit to be...
I'm popping my socks on.
And if you are currently still with someone that has a thing, right? So it's not normal. It's not
We're not
normal.
kink shaming.
No,
it's just a bit unusual, and it's not something that you were into until you met them.
So if you met someone and they're into something unusual, if you went, that's too much for me, we'd love to hear from you. But also, if you went, no, okay, and you're still
I
with
can
them,
put
I
up
want to
with
know
this.
where that is in the daily mix. When's a foot licking?
Nathan
bit
would
go?
like your schedule, basically.
When do you take to the armpit?
But yeah, is
it when
that a
after
morning
dinner?
thing or an afternoon thing?
All right,
Ali.
Ali, we posed the question to you. Having your toes sucked for hours.
I would let Ricky Martin suck my toes for hours.
What about
Hours.
Dougie, your beautiful partner?
That would be weird.
baby daddy.
What do you mean that would be
Well, he's
weird?
not Ricky
Wait,
Martin.
Is that Ricky Martin?
I love Ricky Martin.
Okay,
But
yeah,
you
so
love
Ricky
Dougie.
Martin
Yeah,
can
yeah,
do anything.
you're
So
right.
you do love Dougie,
Yeah,
more so.
sorry, I
I'm
do.
guessing.
Yes.
I'm hoping. So Dougie gets home today and goes, yeah, like you got a couple of hours. Let's just do this, and you put on like a Bridgerton or whatever, and he's just.
Sorry. I said I would let Ricky Martin suck my toes for hours. I didn't say
Yeah, bringing
anyone
Doug into
else.
it.
I'm not
Okay,
bringing Doug into it.
now, how about the next thing? A choice. Would you rather someone be licking your armpits or your feet?
I don't know. That's so weird. I don't know.
I mean, the good thing
I'm
about feet
imagining
is they're
someone-
far away from you. Like, they're at the other end of you.
But you're right. Then you know where their mouth has been on your tootsies.
Yeah.
So
It's like, do you let them kiss you again after
The
that?
armpit, though, it just sounds...
it's
Well,
so-
Ellie's got,
that's
Ellie's
weird,
got
but-
notoriously clean armpits, though.
And their head's so close to you. It's just like...
Yeah, that's right. It's
Their
I know.
face is looking at you. They look at you in the eyes.
And like, I know, while they're doing it, like, do you kiss them on the head? I don't know.
Oh, we are
getting into
talking
this.
about when you were with someone, discovering that they're into something a little bit different. Was that too much for you, or have you settled into it and it's part of your life now?
Well, let's ask Lena. Hello.
Hi, how are you guys?
Great,
Lena.
Okay,
Great.
walk us through it. What's the story?
Okay, Nat, you got a bucket because you're the queasy one. Licking eyeballs. He used to, like, we were just kissing and then he'd all of a sudden, like, go up my face.
Yeah.
And then
lick
someone
your
would get
eyeballs.
and he would actually lick around my eyeball while it was open.
Oh!
I can't imagine that's good
So-
for your eyes.
Okay, wait there. So, you know when some people, like, ram their tongue in your ear, right? So
Yes.
that just sounds like it's just wetness.
And you can hear it because it's right there.
But would he just naturally slide his tongue into your eyelids, or would he
Force them open.
open them with his hand?
'Cause
and then
your
just
instinct would be
give
to
it a
close
whole-
your
give it a
eyes.
whole ball
My
lick?
eyes, he would want my eyes a little bit open so he could get his tongue around, like, the groove between the eyelid and the...
Lena, were you into it, Lena?
I was like, no, I wasn't. It only happened a couple of times and I thought it was going to pop out. It was
It
awful.
only happened a couple of
Uncomfortable was that,
times.
Lena?
It was really uncomfortable. And then I had, because I'm that OCD, I had to get him to do the other one too, because the other one was sadly
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Surely.
Because
you'd be out of balance.
because the left side of me was violated, and like the other side of me to be violated as well.
100%, 100%, Nathan, 100%.
And how long would a lick go for? Would it be like, yeah?
Well, as long as I could stand it, really. It was only, wouldn't even be 3 seconds. It was awful.
Just a
Look,
3
I'm no
second.
optometrist, but I would imagine that the potential for eye infections would be high.
That'd be huge, Nat. Yeah.
You've got all sorts of
Conjunctivitis.
bacteria in your mouth.
Yeah. Lena, that was a tough moment for you.
That was a tough moment for all of us.
We weren't expecting that, Lena. Thank you. Jess is in Belmont. Morning, Jess.
Morning.
Hi, Jess.
Okay, Jess, talk us through it. What's going on?
So it's my current partner,
Yeah.
and he has an obsession with belly buttons.
Yes, right.
So yeah, he just every time we get home, we'll lay in bed, whatever, and he's in there in my belly button with his finger.
With his finger.
Just feeling it. Just feeling
so
it.
just like,
Feel it, you think?
So, but,
Yeah, poking it.
is he lying there, sort of like next to you, and just sort of like lying back with his head on the pillow, just like just. I don't want to say fingering your belly button, but that's what's
I think
happening.
you just did.
It's quite literally fingering my belly button.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
He just, but
So you have a ninny
so
then?
he's not right down close on it, looking at it while he's doing it. It's just more sort of
sometimes.
oh,
Just to
right.
feel.
And is it just the finger, or does he like to get other
Like kiss it, for example, Nathan?
No, yeah, he'll get his tongue right in there as well.
right in there?
Yeah.
Right in
Yeah.
there. Would he
And he'll
love?
put his finger in, and then he'll smell his finger after.
Jess! Okay, how do you feel about
We're still
this,
talking
Jess?
about belly buttons, right?
Jess, how do you feel about it? Are you okay with it?
Whatever floats his boat. So yeah.
Whatever
He's a
floats his
good-looking
boat.
rooster,
Okay,
mate.
Jess,
So when it first started happening, right, so it would have happened once, you would have thought, oh, this is, a
That's
bit of
kinda
fun.
cute.
And then it happened again and again and again. So then suddenly you realised it was an established thing. Did you have to discuss what was happening?
I mean, I just said, "Oh, so you're a belly button guy? That's interesting."
Yeah.
You
You
know.
say that like it's a thing.
Yeah.
That's not a thing, though, is
It's
it?
a thing.
What's
It's
the
fully
thing?
a thing.
So when people are out, guys are out, and someone's wearing a midriff or a small top or bikinis,
Yeah.
usually guys' eyes will go, up to the boob
their
area
boobs,
or down
yeah.
to the bum area. Do you watch him fixate on people's belly buttons?
He's probably. He's probably imagining what their belly button smells like. To be honest,
Wow. Is yours an outie or an innie?
mine's an innie.
Innie.
Yeah.
Does he like it? Does he like an outie?
I don't think he'd like an
You know
outie.
what? Because that
no.
seems
can't stick your-
gay.
you can't
It
stick your
seems gay,
finger
doesn't
in
it,
it,
an
Nathan.
outie?
Wow, Jess, thank you.
Interesting.
The snipping of the finger was the worst.
Yeah.
Mary, hello.
Hi, how are you
Hey,
guys?
Mary.
Mary,
Oh, Mary.
okay, talk to us.
Okay, so I briefly dated this guy for a couple of months, and when we became intimate, I realised that he had quite a large package, which was good for him.
Yeah.
However, he has this weird fetish where he felt the need to be verbally abused, being told that it was small.
Oh, really?
Really weird, because it's like, why would you want to do that? Most guys want it to be big, like, you know.
He wanted to be shamed.
Exactly. He wanted to be shamed. And, of course, I went through, I majored in drama school, so...
Great.
I thought, here's my... Exactly, here's my opportunity. So every time that we were intimate, I'd have to put on this act and say to him how disgusting it was and how
tiny.
Small he was. And, you should be so ashamed of yourself. How could you even look at that and live with yourself? And so, anyway, I had to put this full-on drama act, which he really
got
loved.
into.
And I mean, I would try to focus on how he reacted because, of course, I'm just doing this for him. You know, of course, pick up on my drama skills. It just got so weird because I felt so horrible to say it, even though I knew it wasn't true.
But he liked it.
Yeah.
Did you laugh at some of the things you came up with? You're like, gee, that was a good one, Mary.
Oh, no, she studied drama, Sean. It's a craft.
What's funny is, like, I mean, apart from improvising on the spot, like, you know, I found myself when I was driving to his place or, like, I knew I was going to meet up with him, I found myself, you know, practicing what I was going to say.
Because you're a professional. That's why, Mary. You're a professional.
So, Mary...
I wanted to nail it, you know.
Yeah, that's
of
right.
course.
Okay.
In every way.
So before this happened, so he had the discussion with you beforehand. He said, this is what I would like you to do.
No, not at all. Like,
Okay.
I would never have expected it. And, of course, you know, it just kind of happened when it happened. And I was like, oh.
So he said, in the act, he said, oh, hey, why don't you say this? And then from that point on, when you did it the first time, it was expected?
Yeah, so basically he said, like, I had to say to him, like, what do you mean? And he'd say, okay, we'll just say this or this. And I go, okay. And then
and then you really got into the role.
I can make that better. Yeah.
I could make that better.
You did a script rewrite.
Imagine it in an Elizabethan theatre.
Yeah, that's right.
Was the thing with him then he was able to then prove you wrong? Is that the whole thought process?
Well, yeah. I think it was like a reverse psychology thing for him because he knew it was. And it was just weird. It was just all psychology, but he really got excited over it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, well, whatever floats your boat, I guess.
Were you telling him how tiny and disgusting it was?
How long did you go with him for?
I was
Couple of
only with him for about 3 months.
About 3 months.
Max. Yeah, like after that second month, I was like,
Well, you collected your Oscar and you were out of there.
She fine-tuned her
maybe I
craft.
should have gone for feet. I don't know. It would have lasted
That's
longer.
interesting, isn't it?
Amazing. Thanks, Mary.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
So we do know that there are some super generous companies out there. Like, just look at all of the ones in Silicon Valley.
So, I mean, they seem to be super generous when other people work for them. Do you know what I mean? It's always other people's companies, never the one you work for.
Never the one you work for. But even here in Perth, there are some amazing companies that have sort of taken a leaf out of Google and that's book.
Yeah.
And when you go to work, there's
Foosball.
never-ending breakfast bars and but like really good ones, not the dirty old box of Cocoa Pops we've got here, and the sweaty muffin from Woolworths.
Excuse me, Nathan, they're free Cocoa Pops.
Okay, sorry,
so
thousand
never
apologies.
forget.
When my dad was working, I know this was a little while ago, but his company, they would always go to big events. Like, let's go to the AFL Grand Final. Let's go to the Melbourne Cup.
Then they would just go?
Oh, they'd go all the time. And there was huge incentives, and it was like it was a new homes company.
Yeah.
But he really enjoyed working there. All the people got along really well, and they travelled and holidayed together.
So work was like a party, essentially.
Oh, they had great times. Every
Amazing.
Friday on the Source, all the time.
Well, a New Jersey woman, she's taken to TikTok to share her confusion over her cheap-ass company's plan for an overseas work trip for all of their staff.
Okay.
Here's her talking about it.
I can't even make this up right now. My company's not only asking us to share a room with a colleague in our upcoming trip in Paris, but to share a bed. Like, I had to read the email like 3 times over. You will notice in the survey that you have the option to share a room with a colleague. Be advised that at present booking status, there's only 1 bed in the room. You can absolutely respond no to this question. Like, the fact that they included that, like, that was an option, like, suggested, encouraged. HR were, like, typing that up, sending it, drinking their glass of wine.
HR were involved in that.
So I guess their get-out clause is, you can say no to this.
But if you say yes to this and something like, well, not even if anything happens in the bed, no.
No. I'm looking around the room and like I enjoy working with you all. I don't want to, Sean. I don't want to sleep with any of you.
Speak for yourself now.
I mean, you and
Imagine
Nathan
it, Sean.
do
If we
would
would we do tops and tails?
Of course we would.
No, big spoon, little spoon, obviously.
Either way.
I remember my brother had a mate sleep over and he did tops and towels and his mate that he had over wet his side of the bed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the risk, isn't it? That's the risk.
That is tight.
Unbelievable. I mean, come on. Like, imagine being asked to share a bed with someone you work
We wouldn't even share a room. So, like, sharing a bed.
Sean and I, we have slept in the same bunk room.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, on a Navy ship.
On a Navy ship, yeah.
On a Navy ship.
Yeah.
But I think that's as close as we've gotten to being bedded together, isn't it, Sean?
You just keep saying no to me. That's the problem.
I said to Sean, no, unless we're on a waterbed.
Look, that's an example of a very cheap-ass company. We want to know, has your company been super cheap in some respect as well?
Yeah, really cheap companies. Like, blow us away because, you know.
Maybe they charged you to go to the Christmas party. I've heard of that happening.
Actually, yeah, I have too. That's
outrageous, isn't it? Imagine
it's a tax write-off anyway.
Imagine you have to pay to go to your own Christmas party.
Do you work for or have you worked for a super, super cheap-ass company? Give us a call and tell us what you went through. We've got someone that hit us up on the socials. Don't want to go on radio, but talking about tight companies. Her name's Carly. Public school. Until this year, we had to pay $20 a term to be able to drink instant coffee. Instant coffee. They now buy it for us. Don't even get me started on the Christmas party. Buy your own everything and pay $15 each for the venue.
Oh,
that is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Tight asses. That's big time.
Jamie's in South Guildford. Hi, Jamie.
Hi, how are you?
Great, Jamie. Okay, talk to us about the tight ass company you worked for.
Well, there's hundreds and hundreds of us, and we all got a Freddo frog.
What as your Christmas bonus?
Yes, as our Christmas, yes. I mean, I love chocolate, so don't get me wrong.
No, but one Freddo frog. Thanks, Jamie. Thanks for your work for the entire year. Here's a Freddo frog.
I don't even think little kids get excited over a Freddo frog anymore.
I think it's funny, but a lot of people didn't.
Yeah,
that is your bonus. What sort of industry did you work in?
A huge sales company.
Yeah, right.
And a Freddo frog.
Freddo frog. Merry Christmas, Freddo frog.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's better not to get. It's better not to give anything because that there shows that I'd rather be worth nothing than worth the Freddo frog.
But Jamie really likes chocolate, so I mean, you've got to weigh that up.
Not even a Milky Way.
Thanks, Jamie. Hello, Demi.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Demi.
You're there. Good. What sort of company did you work for, and how cheap were they?
I work for the Department of Health. I'm a nurse.
Okay.
And for International Nurses Day, they gave our department of 78 pizzas.
8 pizzas.
How many people are in your department?
70.
70?
70.
And 8 pizzas. I go do the maths.
Yeah.
Well, there's 8 pieces in a pizza, right?
Yeah.
So that's 64.
Were they thinking about the health requirements there that they didn't want to give too much pizza because...
so some people had to share a slice, share the one slice.
Well, it's a certain amount of calories per person.
Having said that, I would share a slice of pizza with you, Sean, not a bed.
It's good to have boundaries.
Wow. Okay. What was the response? What did everyone say, Demi?
Pretty disappointed. A lot of people missed out, unfortunately.
Yes.
Did they even do like the cheesy garlic bread or the garlic twists or something? Like any of the sides?
I'm going to hazard a guess and say no.
No
that's
sides.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. Thanks, Demi.
Yeah.
Sue, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
Hi, Sue.
Hi, Sue. Now, what happened? How cheap was your company?
Back in around 2005, I worked for a printing company in West Perth that used to deduct an amount each week from our pay for toilet paper.
Sue, no, that can't be true. That can't be true.
I promise you it's true. I said that I would bring in my own because it wasn't even like it was 4-ply deluxe stuff.
Yes.
It was just normal 2-ply. They wanted to deduct it from our pay.
Big question is,
amazing.
How much does Sue poo?
Yes.
Would you have had to have spent a lot of money, Sue?
No, I reckon I could have made a 2-pack last a couple of months.
Well, that's the other thing. There might be the usual guys who go there.
That's right. You're subsidising the big pooers. That's not fair.
Yeah, I tell you what, our toilets are getting a run here at Nova. At the moment, we have renovations going on, Sue, and every day after the show, or even during the show, we have an episode of pooing tradies, and there's always one or two in the store. That toilet has never used the full flush more in its life.
That toilet is calling for the plumbing authorities because it is under pressure and it is full.
That toilet is called the police.
So are we going to have to invoice them for the toilet paper use is the question.
Think so.
Yeah. So he's given us an idea. Thank you. Ollie's in Alkimos. Hello.
Hello, guys. Good morning.
Hi, Ollie. Now, how cheap is the company you worked for?
Years ago, there's about half a dozen of us that all used to work at a shower screen and fly door place in Aussie Park.
Yeah.
They asked us all to do overtime over Christmas, and then they, when we wanted to get our overtime for our holidays, they decided to pay us in Bartercard points.
In Bartercard points.
Remember Bartercard?
I remember Bartercard.
Yeah, so you could use your points to go and get a plumber or something,
Yes.
you know what I mean? And, yeah.
So cash would be nice
So
at Christmas.
instead of your actual money that you earned,
Yes, you were given. I mean, it's pretty illegal, I would think.
Yeah,
You wouldn't be able to do it
most
now.
definitely.
So is it like a form of, I don't know, Bartercard, is it like a form of like a gift voucher or is it like a point system?
It's a point system.
It's a point system where you can swap points for tradies and stuff like that.
Yeah. So here you go, Nate. Well done for working. Here's 1,000 points.
Ollie, how did that go down when they said that?
Yeah, not too good, not too good. A few boys actually left with bag full of tools until they got overtime money.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, you steal some
That's
tools.
outrageously cheap.
You don't blame people for trying to recoup their costs.
No, and
you'd be
don't-
taking anything's not
That's
pinned
illegal.
down.
Don't make people
That's
work
illegal.
overtime at Christmas and then pay them like that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, full on.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.